I am very happy that you are here with me today. If this is your first time listening, thank you for joining our learning community. In this channel, we practice English in a simple and clear way. We learn new ideas, and at the same time, we improve our listening and speaking skills. So please relax, take a deep breath, and enjoy this time with me. Today, we are going to talk about a very interesting topic: introverts and extroverts. But before I explain these words, I want to ask you something simple. Think about this question carefully. Do you enjoy being in big groups, or do you prefer staying alone? When you go to a party, a family event, or a classroom, how do you feel? Do you feel excited and happy to talk with many people? Or do you feel more comfortable sitting quietly, maybe talking with only one or two people? Now think about another question. After talking to many people for a long time, how do you feel? Do you feel tired and need to rest alone? Or do you feel more energetic and alive? Some people feel strong and happy after social events. Other people feel exhausted and need quiet time to feel normal again. There is no right or wrong answer here. Just think about yourself. Maybe you have never thought deeply about this before. Maybe you just say, "This is my personality," and you do not ask more questions. But today, in this episode, you will understand yourself better. You will learn why you feel comfortable in some situations and uncomfortable in others. You will also understand other people better. This is very important, because when we understand personality differences, our relationships become stronger and healthier. At the same time, this episode will help you improve your English. I will use simple words and clear sentences. You can listen carefully, repeat after me, and practice speaking. You can even pause the audio and answer the questions aloud. In this way, you are not only learning about introverts and extroverts, but you are also building your confidence in English. So stay with me until the end of this episode. By the end, you will not only know the difference between introverts and extroverts, but you will also know yourself a little better. And when you understand yourself, you can grow in a smarter and healthier way. Let's begin this journey together here at Code Your English. What is personality? Now let us move to an important question. What is personality? This word is very common in English, but many learners are not completely sure about its meaning. So let me explain it in a very simple way. Personality means the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we act. It is about our natural style. It is about how we react to the world around us. It is about what makes us different from other people. When we say the way we think, we mean our thoughts and ideas. For example, do you usually think carefully before you speak? Or do you speak first and think later? Do you often imagine many possibilities in your mind? Or do you focus only on facts? These thinking patterns are part of your personality. When we say the way we feel, we mean our emotions. Some people feel emotions very strongly. They may feel very excited, very happy, or very upset. Other people feel emotions in a calmer and quieter way. Some people easily show their feelings on their face. Other people keep their feelings inside. This is also personality. And when we say the way we act, we mean our behavior. Behavior means what we do. For example, when you enter a room full of people, do you start talking to everyone? Or do you sit quietly and observe first? When there is a problem, do you immediately try to solve it with others? Or do you prefer to think alone first? All these small actions are connected to personality. It is important to understand that everyone has a personality. There is no person without personality. Even very quiet people have strong personalities. Even very loud people have deep personalities. Personality is not about being famous, popular, or special. It is simply about being you. Another very important thing to understand is this: everyone is different. No two people are exactly the same. Even twins who grow up in the same family can have different personalities. One child may love talking with guests. The other child may prefer reading a book in their room. One person may enjoy working in a team. Another person may enjoy working alone. These differences are normal. They are natural. Sometimes in society, people think one type of personality is better than another. For example, in many schools or workplaces, people who speak a lot and share ideas openly are often noticed more. Because of this, some people think being talkative means being confident and successful. But this is not always true. Quiet people can also be confident. They can also be strong leaders. They simply show it in a different way. So please remember this clearly. There is no good personality and no bad personality. Personality is not about right or wrong. It is not about strong or weak. It is about differences. These differences help the world become more balanced. Imagine if everyone was exactly the same. Conversations would be boring. Teams would not be balanced. Families would not be interesting. Diversity in personality makes life richer. Now, when psychologists study personality, they often talk about two main types: introvert and extrovert. These are two common personality styles. They help us understand how people get energy and how they interact with others. But it is very important to know that these are general categories. They are not strict boxes. They are not labels that control your life. They are simply tools to understand yourself better. An introvert is usually someone who feels more comfortable in quiet situations and may need time alone to feel strong again. An extrovert is usually someone who feels more comfortable around people and may feel energized in social situations. We will explain these two types more deeply in the next sections. But for now, Just understand that these are two common ways people experience the world. You may already have an idea about yourself. Maybe you are thinking, I enjoy being alone, so maybe I am an introvert. Or maybe you are thinking, I love talking with people, so maybe I am an extrovert. That is good. Self-awareness means understanding your own thoughts and behaviors. This is an important life skill. As English learners, this topic is also very useful for your vocabulary. Today, you learned some important words: personality, thoughts, emotions, behavior, introvert, and extrovert. Try to repeat these words slowly. Try to use them in a sentence. For example, you can say, my personality is calm. Or, I think my personality is a mix of introvert and extrovert. Speaking these sentences aloud will help your confidence grow. So, in simple words, personality is the way you think, feel, and act. It is your natural style. It is not better or worse than someone else's personality. It is simply different. And understanding this difference is the first step to understanding yourself and others more clearly. In the next part, we will look more closely at what it really means to be an introvert. What is an introvert? Now let us talk about the first personality type, the introvert. Many people hear this word and immediately think they understand it, but very often they misunderstand it. So let us explain it slowly and clearly in simple words. An introvert is a person who feels comfortable when they are alone or in a quiet environment. This does not mean they want to be alone all the time. It simply means that being alone helps them feel calm, relaxed, and strong again. For an introvert, quiet time is not boring. It is peaceful. It is important. Introverts usually enjoy quiet places. For example, they may prefer reading a book at home instead of going to a loud party. They may enjoy walking alone in nature. They may like listening to music with headphones and thinking about life. When they are in a calm place, they can focus better. Their mind feels clear. Another important part of introversion is deep thinking. Introverts often think carefully before they speak. They like to understand a topic fully. They may ask themselves many questions in their mind. Sometimes, when they are in a group conversation, they do not speak immediately. They first listen. They observe. They think. Then, when they speak, their words are often thoughtful and meaningful. Now, let us talk about social events. Introverts can enjoy social situations. They can laugh, talk, and have fun. But after a long time in a busy place, they may feel very tired. For example, imagine an introvert at a wedding party. At the beginning, they may enjoy meeting relatives and friends. They may smile and talk politely. But after several hours, they may feel exhausted. Their energy becomes low. They may start thinking, I need to go home and rest. This is not because they hate people. It is because their energy is used up. This is a very important idea. Introverts lose energy in large social situations. To recharge, they need quiet time. Maybe they sit alone in their room. Maybe they watch a movie alone. Maybe they simply stay silent for some time. After that, they feel normal and strong again. Now, let us remove a very common misunderstanding. Being an introvert does not mean being shy. Shyness is about fear. A shy person may feel afraid to speak because they worry about what others think. Introversion is different. An introvert may not be afraid at all. They may simply prefer listening instead of speaking. They may enjoy small conversations instead of big group discussions. For example, an introvert student in school may not raise their hand every time. But when the teacher asks them directly, they can answer clearly and confidently. They understand the lesson very well. They just do not feel the need to speak all the time. Let us look at another example at work. In a meeting, an introvert employee may stay quiet while others share ideas quickly. But later, they may send a thoughtful email with a clear and smart solution. Their strength is reflection. They take time to think deeply before giving their opinion. In family gatherings, introverts may prefer sitting with one cousin and having a deep conversation instead of talking loudly with the whole group. They may enjoy meaningful discussions about life, dreams, and feelings. Small talk about simple topics may feel less interesting to them. Introverts are often good listeners. Because they speak less, they listen more. This makes them supportive friends. When you tell an introvert about your problems, they may listen carefully and give serious advice. They do not interrupt you. They respect your words. It is also important to say that introverts are not antisocial. Antisocial means not caring about other people or not wanting relationships. This is not true for introverts. Many introverts care deeply about their friends and family. They just prefer a small circle of close relationships instead of many casual friends. Another misunderstanding is that introverts are weak or not confident. This is not true. Confidence does not always mean speaking loudly. Sometimes confidence means being comfortable with silence. Sometimes it means knowing who you are and not trying to be someone else. You may be an introvert if you feel happy when you have time alone. You may be an introvert if long social events make you tired. You may be an introvert if you prefer deep conversations over many short ones. But remember, personality is not a strict box. Some days you may feel more social. Other days you may want quiet time. That is normal. If you are an introvert, there is nothing wrong with you. Your quiet nature is not a problem. It is a strength. The world needs people who think deeply. The world needs people who listen carefully. The world needs calm and thoughtful individuals. So, in simple words, an introvert is someone who feels strong in quiet spaces, who thinks deeply, and who may lose energy in large social situations. They are not shy, not weak, and not strange. They simply have a different way of gaining and using energy. And understanding this can help you accept yourself and also understand others with more kindness. What is an extrovert? Now let us talk about the second personality type, the extrovert. Just like introverts, extroverts are often misunderstood. Some people think extroverts only like to talk, or that they do not think deeply. But this is not true. So let us explain clearly and simply what an extrovert really is. An extrovert is a person who enjoys being around other people. They often feel happy and alive in social situations. When they are in a group, they feel comfortable. They may smile easily, start conversations, and connect quickly with others. Being with people does not make them tired. In fact, it often gives them more energy. This is one of the most important things to understand. Extroverts gain energy from social interaction. When they talk, laugh, and share experiences with others, they feel stronger. Imagine an extrovert at a party. There is music, conversation, and many people. While some people may feel tired in this situation, the extrovert feels excited. They move from one group to another. They tell stories. They ask questions. At the end of the night, they may still feel full of energy. Extroverts usually enjoy talking and sharing ideas. They often think while they speak. This means they may speak first and then organize their thoughts during the conversation. This does not mean they are careless. It simply means their brain works actively in social communication. Talking helps them think clearly. For example, in a classroom, an extrovert student may raise their hand quickly. They may answer questions even if they are not 100% sure. They are not afraid of making small mistakes. They see communication as a natural process. Speaking helps them understand the lesson better. In the workplace, an extrovert may enjoy meetings and teamwork. They may share ideas openly and encourage others to speak. They often feel comfortable leading discussions. They may feel motivated when working with a group instead of working alone for many hours. Now, let us talk about being alone. Extroverts can be alone, of course. Everyone needs some quiet time. But if they stay alone for too long, they may start to feel bored or restless. For example, imagine an extrovert spending the whole weekend alone at home without talking to anyone. At first, it may feel relaxing, but after some time, they may feel low in energy. They may call a friend, go outside, or look for social activity. Being around others helps them feel balanced again. It is important to understand that extroverts are not always loud. They are not always the center of attention. Some extroverts are calm and friendly. They may not speak very loudly, but they still enjoy social interaction. Extroversion is not about volume. It is about energy. Another misunderstanding is that extroverts are not deep thinkers.